Greetings and welcome to my educational fun box. My name is Leslie Sihle Mbonambi, student number 698724665. Today I'll be presenting my assignment 6 on subject Becoming a Professional Teacher 1501 bpt1501. This assignment really caught my attention since recently I went to an online establishment where I saw a post posted by a very popular personnel who was asking a question, well, why does the South African curriculum does not consist of play in the classroom or making or teaching, and since they are teaching theory, why they are not implementing practicals inside the schools. So when this assignment got my attention, I decided to create the educational fun box, which I call it the Edu Fun Box. So this box consists of any tool. Unfortunately, I have taken out everything outside, but this box consists of any tool that can teach any lesson inside the classroom. So I'd like to make an example of the grade 8 EMS classroom teaching a secular flow. Before I even commence with this, I'd like to make this example. In prior recent years, when prior year I was doing my practicals in the classroom, I asked the learners what is actually an entrepreneur, and the answer that I received was very shocking, because one learner answered saying an entrepreneur is a white person, while the other learner also said an entrepreneur is a rich person, who's someone who is wealthy. And so now I think I would like to take this opportunity to present my methodology into this approach as to why should it be implemented in classrooms, the practical way. My first example will be the circular flow in teaching EMS grade 8. We all know that the circular flow consists of four elements. Before we even go deep there, the circular flow is the movement of money, or some may say it's the movement of raw materials. But today I would like to emphasize on the movement of money. So the circular flow consists of, the first example will be household. So we have the household there. So we can place an example of the household, or the teacher can place an example of the household in the classroom and try to get a better view of this. So by doing this, now the learner will be able to understand what exactly is a household. If one may remember the example that I made with the entrepreneur example. So now we put in an element there which we call the household, will be the first one. The second one will be a firm. As we know, if the circular flow consists of the firm. I also try my level best to try to make something that may resemble the firm. The third one will be the goods and the goods markets, where we buy our goods and services. I even made an example of steers there to make a clear example for learners to understand. This is where we receive or we purchase our goods and services. I said the second one was the firms that we also include when we are teaching the circular flow, while the first one was the households. Now this is now making a clear view onto a learner on what actually is going on here. Because now a learner can understand what our firm is actually where the goods, where production is being made. But this diagram is not yet full. We are still missing a few. A last one. And the last one is factor market, where equipment or materials or where firms purchase their goods and services to be produced in a goods market. So this is where firms buy their raw materials. This is where firms buy their raw materials, while households buy their goods in goods and services markets. Now that the circular flow is complete, I think this would be a very much better approach in the curriculum or the approach or teaching strategy in the classroom, although it will take or consume a lot of time. And this box does not only consist of this, you can also teach mathematics. As you can see, we also have numbers here. We also have numbers from 1 up to 5. And we also have playing games. I also made this box just for fun in the classroom. But this circular flow can also be used as assessment or evaluation or even a group work or a project, whereby this activity is given unto them to be filled by them as groups or pairs. And what they can do is they will use these scorecards or ticket cards to answer the upcoming questions or to label or to finish the diagram. So the assessment actually will be giving learners, excluding all these elements, all of these elements, and then when you assess them, you just hand them this platform of board of circular flow, leaving them to be the one who fills in the diagram physically, which may also engage them into deciding which one is the correct answer, and also entertainment and such. But we can also use another example where we take these elements out. I'm going to pick up another subject where we talk about factors of production. So first, for factors of production, we have land. So we're going to use this as an example of land. I've written the natural resources. This is where all companies or most companies receive their materials to produce. I'm going to make an example of timber, Sapi or Mondli. Mondli has normally has an agricultural contract to plant trees, and in due times those trees, the company will use them or utilize them to produce paper, this kind of paper. So I think that will illustrate much better what is natural resources or land in a factor of production. And the following one will be labor. So we can also place labor there, as it also included in the factors of production. We can also put labor there. You see, now we have natural resources and also labor. And the 4 factors of production also consist of capital. So we can also put an example of capital right there, so that the learner can have an understanding on what actually is going on. And the 4th one will be an entrepreneur. I'm still going to use this one as an example of an entrepreneur. I really believe you'll have an understanding of my approach, and I'll appreciate if I get any positive feedback. Thank you. And my name is Leslie Sihle Mbonambi. Thank you.